simple question. How interested in Deebo Samuel for the Washington Commanders are you? He's available. No secrets there. Adam Peters knows him well. That could mean he wants him, or maybe he doesn't. There's always two sides to every coin.
Yep.
B, I think you and I are both at least interested. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know what the callers think. 800-636-1067. I'm also curious just what the boys in the aquarium think. We'll start, though, on the phones. Emery's in PG. Emery, what do you want? Deebo.
Hey, what's up, JP? What's up, Brian?
What's up, man?
Hey, listen, really, when it comes down to it, I think you got to pair Deebo with somebody else. Now, if you get Cooper Kupp and you get Deebo and you use them as a 2-3, you might be able to keep them more healthy. But I think for Deebo Samuel by himself, it would probably be better just to use a draft pick and get Savion Williams, which is basically a 6'5 Deebo. He runs it out the backfield. He runs the Wildcat. He's pretty fast, and he runs like a running back. I mean, I just don't think that it would be smart to use the cap space on somebody who costs as much as Deebo when he drops passes and he's only getting you about 60 catches a year.
Fair.
Man.
You made some good points. I think assuming that any draft pick will become Deebo at an NFL level, I think is a pretty big assumption, but you're not incorrect about kind of the message there that, you know, if you draft the right guy, then you don't have to pay this guy. I mean, if AP was part of the staff that found Deebo the first time, maybe you find another one.
Yeah.
Blake is in Wilmington. Blake, what do you think about Deebo?
Well, I'll say this. I think that for the right price, you got to at least be interested in Deebo. I think what you said earlier, JP, about trying to get rid of John Allen and get that pick in return, maybe you said like a 4th or 5th, and use that for Deebo is something that I for sure could see Adam Peters doing. Either way, I think you got to be interested in a guy like Deebo. And in the next few weeks, this could be a snowball game team going downhill. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, man.
I think that was a shout out to Mitch Tischler there at the end. Landville, what do you think about Deebo? You in?
Yeah, I like it. I think that, you know, when you've got a quarterback who's on a rookie contract, you got to take advantage of that. And I think going out and acquiring a guy like Deebo Samuel is a perfect opportunity. We only got a few years where they kind of have some excess cap space that they'll be able to use to go out and acquire like high, you know, quality proven veterans. I think that you do that.
Landfill advocating for a big move here. Like, does Deebo to me constitutes a big move? Does it to you, B?
Yeah, I think it does. I don't know if it's like one of the top moves, but I think it is a big move. I don't think he is looked at like the other receivers out there, like the Higgins and you know the Chases and the Jeffersons. I think he's a guy who is a much better Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good comp. And I mean, even physically, they're kind of similar. Now, Deebo's a little bigger, but I know Jeff's answering phones. I do want to hear Jeff's take on this. Jeffrey, you tell me when you can rock here, but I do want to know if you want Deebo.
Yep. All right. So look, I know. Every time I answer, it's like I'm always on the fence. Okay, this would be my reasons why I say no to Deebo.
All right, wow,
a guy. I know I'm gonna get backlash for this. I don't care. I'm ready for it. Deebo gets injured a lot. What have we seen with our franchise when we get players that get injured a lot? It's like they just in their career with the retirement fund over here. That would be my only thing on the back half. I kind of agree with the caller. If we could use the pick, and find, someone young in the draft, I would take that too. So it's kind of like I'm on the fence with it. I'm happy if it happens. I'm cool if it don't.
Okay.
I mean, as much as that is just complete fence sitting, I think a lot of us have reached that point, though, because of faith in the front office and
you know what I think, Jay?
believing
I think
these guys know what they're doing.
I think we're still stuck in where we used to be, where we always want everybody. And I think maybe, just maybe, we're at a point now where we don't have to have everybody. And, you know, if we're talking about how he didn't have that good of a year last year, could he be on the downslide? You know, he's a receiver who plays like a running back. They don't get running back money now because they get hurt, right? You got a receiver that plays like that, and he ends up banged up.
Yeah, and then it's like looking at his injury history. You're looking at, and just in 2023 to 2024, it's a lot of ankle sprains, hamstring sprains, leg calf strain. Yeah, I don't think I want Deebo.
Jeff, no longer fence sitting. Jeff taking a stand. He's out. What about Sam in Gainesville, line 3? Sammy, you want Deebo?
Hey, boys, good to talk to you. Real quick, JP, I love All Ears Sunday night. That's a great show.
Thanks,
Congratulations to you.
Thanks for watching.
I love it. It's awesome, 100%. No, I don't want Deebo, and Jeff took the words right out of my mouth. I think Jeff stole my thunder because I told him why on the phone call. Just kidding.
Jeff out here, thunder
prone. Yeah, he's too injury prone. I mean, while he's a great Swiss Army knife player on offense, he's too injury prone. And honestly, BMitch hit it best yesterday. Let's forget about skill position players right now. Let's build our offensive and defensive lines. I think we have enough wide receivers. Yes, we have to sign 3 or 4 of them. I get that, but we have enough trouble with our own D lines. Let's get that fixed, and everything else will fall into place. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of the day.
Right,
one last thing, rather have Cooper Kupp. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you. Good call. I think the argument with Kupp, I would say, is if we're going to get an injury-prone dude, give me the one with the higher ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Kupp, when he's been right, has been incredible.
Yes.
It's been a lot. Kupp has missed more games. I think the injury-prone
plays receiver.
Right. He's a straight receiver. Yeah. I think the injury-prone label with Deebo is honestly, I think some of it's kind of fantasy driven because people don't know if he's going to play all week. So it's like a hot fantasy conversation all week. But he doesn't miss that many games. He's missed 4 games in the last 2 years, whereas Kupp has missed 10 in the last 2 years. And if you go further back, he's missed 10. He's missed almost 20 games in the last 3 years.
But see, missing the games is kind of a misnomer. Guys that miss games, yes, okay, you see that automatically. But what about the weeks when he's playing and he's not 100%?
Right.
And they can't utilize him how they normally would use him in a regular game?
Sure.
That's just like missing the game in my book.
Right. Let's go to Alex at Silver Spring. Alex, you want Deebo?
Here's the thing, man. Let's start off with the X and O's. All right, what's deep in this draft? Defensive guys, from what I've heard, right?
Defensive line.
So I think we could pick up a Sweat from the draft. We can pick up what's the other guys? But here's one thing that this draft, 3 drafts ahead of us, 4 or 5 drafts ahead of us can't pick up. It's called Myles Garrett. So go all in on that. Am I right, BMitch? Man, those breeds are like ones in a million.
Here's the thing about Myles Garrett, dog. You got to have a team willing to trade him to get him. I do think he's going to.
That's just a bluff. That's just a bluff from the Browns. That's like the Browns going through a bad divorce, and then they bluffing. Nah, the marriage is cool. Man, that dude already told them he's already out. That's like Trent Williams up here. There was no way Trent Williams was going to play another snap on the Dan Snyder from covering up this, covering up all that. It ain't going to happen. All right. And here's the other thing. We deep on the defense. With the receivers, I'm going to leave that up to Adam Peters. Yeah. He knows both of them dudes, and let's go with that.
Appreciate you, bud.
Appreciate you.
Good call.